notice hereby given that the 1,945th Ordinary Meeting of Council shall be held in the Council Chamber Town Hall on Tuesday, the 14th of April, 2026 at 11 a.m.
Leave of absence. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Did you note that? Confirmation of minutes.
We are to confirm the minutes of the 1,944th Ordinary Meeting of Council. Attached date is Annexure A, held on the 12th of February 2026. Shop secretary separate.
Okay. Move and seconder. Okay, seconded. All right, communications to the mayor. Council had a joint on-site visit to Amalinda Stream Crossing in Glenview on the 13th of April 2026. The delegation comprised of government officials, council officials and councillors, and the contractor. So we are going to start solving the long, thorny issue of Amalinda River crossing. The pipes are now there. The contractor is there. We have been given assistance by government to buy, and we've requested for more assistance to pay. Almost 60% of the pollution into Lake Chiwero comes from Amalinda. And if you see, and if you look at the pictures, it's a sorry sight. But that is now going to be a thing of the past. We are putting in pipes that will last for longer, and that they are made of different material that does not react to the gases and the sand. And then it is a method of catching the sand so that it doesn't get to our treatment plants. We keep encouraging people that sand is not for washing plates and pots in a town setting. There are things that are sold in shops that you use to wash your pots quite effectively. The more you put sand, it leads to the damages of our pipes. Then they corrode, because the majority of our pipes are made of steel. And once it's been damaged, it's irreversible. But we are quite happy, and we are appealing to government to also assist us in dealing with the contractor to finish this work as soon as possible to save Lake Chiwero and our rivers. Was represented by Councillor Suka at the Catholic Church Social League, which was held on Saturday, 11th April at Harare House. Attended Waste Management and Secular Economy Conference held on 30th and 31st March 2026 at the Hyatt Regents Hotel. The conference was officiated by Her Excellency, the First Lady. It was a good conference with representatives from Africa all over, and showcasing our management of our dump site, and a very big company from Ghana was there showcasing very useful things. Joined councils and key stakeholders at the review of the Vendors Bank LGP 33 workshop held at Rainbow Towers on 31st March 2026. Ukukwatukuti ku Vendors Bank ndo ku Sunway City yatika vanhu vanozofunga kuti meya akaenda ku South Africa akanotanga kuplana ikoko. It's Sunshine Sunway City. We are trying to look at the local area plan to make sure that it becomes a fully fledged export processing zone that it was designed to be, and that we council do whatever is required to ensure that government realizes the intention that it had when it set that processing, settlement. It's over 1,000 hectares of land which we need to put to good use. Met with the Honorary Council of Cote d'Ivoire, resident in Zimbabwe, Mr. Tembani Ngomo, on the 1st of April 2026. Discussions were centered around ways to strengthen municipal relations between Harare and Abidjan. 6. Had luncheon at the Cuban ambassador's house together with council officials on the 1st of April 2026 at the Cuban embassy. The Cuban ambassador is a very good ambassador. Yes. So we had a very good meal at their house, and we assisted in the repairs of the road to the embassies. And I think our roads department, can you please look, we are doing all the roads, but you know, we've got visitors that are living here in Harare. Harare is a diplomatic center of some sort. So surely, let's go to the roads that lead to the embassies, so that at least if there are potholes there, we take care of them quickly. I know the Algerian embassy has had an issue. Have we been able to deal with the road, Parenyatwa? Yes. You have? Yes. Yeah, because every time I then go to these functions where we are eating nice cakes and drinks, I don't think I'm popular, but somebody is coming to complain that the road in front of their embassy is not proper. So these are our visitors. Let's try to make sure that we help them. In helping them, we also help ourselves. Received a letter from West Properties dated 25th March 2026 proposing to offer 200 units of flats to city officials. Under this proposal, West Prop will avail 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom flats. The offer proposes a dual funding model over a period of 5 years. We have sent this to HR to deal with it. Participated at the African Youth Leadership Diplomacy Conference in Addis, Ethiopia, held on 25 to 26 March 2026. What is happening in Addis is just revolutionary. They are making Addis a modern city. They are clearing, they've removed, you know, Addis had more informal marketeers in its streets than Harare. They've removed informal vending, they've restored pavements, they've restored lighting, and it's a beautiful city. It's well lit at night. Every building has got lights, and we should do that. Our buildings, they switch off all the lights at night. I don't understand. The night resembles a ghost town, and even this townhouse. Every time I pass through it at night, when I'm leaving prayers, the building is dark. Yeah, it's dark. I don't understand it. A city must be alive during the day and night. So, local planning, I think you should issue. I once said everyone with a juror must put light on the juror. Everyone with these big buildings must design a light so that the city becomes beautiful during the day and night. And even the lights from the airport road, it's very dark. You land at night, right until you get into the city, the lights are not working. Let's find a way of making sure that we emulate cities like Addis. Was represented by Ms. Councillor Tem Utete at the Zinot National Service Delivery Conference and awards held on 20 March 2026 at Crestalon. Witnessed the official opening of Geo Pomona Restaurant. The event was officiated by His Excellency the President on the 19th March 2026. Appeared before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Energy and Power Development on the 17th March 2026 to answer questions pertaining to the allocations of land for service stations in residential areas. We assured the committee that we have since had meetings with all stakeholders involved in the energy market, and we are going to come up with a modus operandi to make sure that where we put our service station is safe and sound. We also highlighted to the parliamentary committee that we know that they are worried about physical service station, but the world is now even moving towards mobile service stations. So we asked the committee to update its knowledge as well, because they seemed to think that every service station must be put underground. We assisted them that the world is moving. There are remote areas that might even require mobile service stations so that people get fuel. So that they took cognizance of. Joined participants in the 2026 to 2027 Harare Junior Councillors Induction Program on 18th to the 19th March 2026. Very important junior councils. We must focus on them, work with them in your wards, make sure that they get the exposure. They are our future. Had a meeting with the delegation from city of Cheonan, South Korea on the 16th of March. The delegation included His Excellency Park Jang-kwang, South Korean ambassador, city of Cheonan acting mayor Kim Sok-pil. The meeting sought to strengthen twinning relationships with the city of Harare. It culminated in the planting of trees at Townhouse in celebration of the 10th year anniversary. And we have had staff exchanges. This is a very powerful, one of our most enduring twinning partnerships, together with the one with Munich. They've been very useful. We hope to strengthen and gain more from this. I was elected as a member of the Covenant of Mayors, Sub-Saharan Africa, COMSA. Thank you. Representing Southern Africa, alongside my colleague, Mayor Emily Atigaku from Togo, who represents West Africa. So this is a useful. We were in Kenya with this organization, COMSA, where we were learning about housing. Kenya has embarked on an ambitious housing program, building flats, just like our flats there, and over 200,000 units have been built to date. They have a target of 1 million. So they are rapidly working. The county, which is the city, is working with central government to build these apartments. So it's a model that we have moved and that we can also emulate. And Kenya is also one of the fast developing cities where a lot of construction is happening and public transport is being dealt with and vendors. So this is very important. Was represented by Councillor Manyenga at the official opening of the World Karate Federation Youth Karate 1 tournament held 26 March 2026 at the City Sports Center. Councillor Kazombe is also the Zimbabwe Karate Federation Secretary General. Osaka paya pavanenge vachisumuka mukanzo vachirwa imwe stance vanenge vari ready kutoenda nemunhu ukaramba uchita avonde ichita nharo ndiri kure kuno aunavo kuti here but the event was officiated by UFAC President Solmane Gai from Senegal. I think it was a very good event. We want to thank, I had a meeting, unfortunately I was out of the country when it was held. We would have loved to have been there. Very beautiful, over 20, how many countries?
35.
Over 35 countries came to participate. The City Sports Center, we improved it. Ngatichi improve our City Sports Center anyway. Ndakaendako, toilets and so forth. Let's just, these things are not expensive to do. Let's just improve them. If we can't, let's find private partners to improve This Harare is a cultural, sports and entertainment center for Africa and the region. It's the city where you can meet the Indian team, the cricket, the 35 countries for karate. You can meet Ruga singing. You can meet someone playing golf. It's a big, big city, and we must make sure that our infrastructure reflects our ambitions and our bigness. So we have to work that. Met with the delegation. The acting mayor, Councillor Manyenga, met with the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation delegation together with the chairperson of the Public Health Safety Committee and City Health Team. The meeting was held on 25th March 2026. Remember, the Swiss agent, not Swedish. The Swiss agent for development has given us $1 million, is it? It's what? Yeah, they've given us $894,000 to be able to buy equipment for our clinics. They are also keen to give us more. Huh? Yes, up to 2 million, God willing, and this is good cooperation. The money is going to be used to buy equipment for our clinics, diagnostics, and so forth and so forth. And it's a beautiful, beautiful program that the Swiss agents has shown faith in the city of Harare, and would like to be able to continue that partnership and make sure that our residents benefit in that one. Met with the delegation from MBH Power Group, a total energy solution company, because remember we selected a person who is dedicated for donor coordination with Sandra. She's doing excellent work in terms of coordinating United Nations things and trying to get us funding partners. And I think with more support and more effort from our organs, we will be able to get more funding from these funding partners. Met with the delegation from MBH Power Group, a total energy solution company, on 18th March 2026. The delegation was led by co-founder Mr. B. Aramuki. The team was exploring investment and strategic partnership opportunities in Harare. They are from India. They look very rich. Participated at the signing of the 2026 performance contract for mayors and chairpersons held on 16th March 2026. These are done by the president, and we need to work harder. We didn't win a prize as Harare, but we hope in the next one we will be winning. Received a circular from the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works dated 18th February 2026, following up on senior management recruitment action plan. We have done we have senior management, as you know. We have done the interviews for the HCD. They are going to be approved in this council. We've done the interviews for the planning director. They are going to be approved in this council. Outstanding the issue of the town clerk, which we should be concluding, and the issues, the processes around the FD, which we have an action plan that we are going to adopt. And then also we have a directive to make ICT a full directorship, which is something that we are discussing with management to see how to implement. But as for other managers, we have completed filling the posts safe for 5, for 5 posts. We are now moving to do the adverts for DOs, district officers. Some of the DOs have acted for a long time, but some of them then forgot to go to school. Now they are crying. You know, you've been acting for a position that requires a degree for 5 years, and then you spend those 5 years being a chief or a queen and forgetting to read a few books and being examined by a few people and then getting a certificate. Now they are crying that please spare us. When we give you an acting position which requires certain qualification, balance your acting by learning for it. If you don't learn for it, we'll assume you don't want that position. So this time we are going to fill up our positions by the appropriately qualified people. If a post requires this, and also HCD, you must resist where people try to ring fence positions from qualified people because their preferred person might not have the necessary qualifications. Let's put up and let's get the qualification. Zvikora hazvivhariko zvino madigiri isharaude kwaangotarisa unowana kune university unongodzidza kwemakore mashomanene unenge watova nedigiri mashomanene watova nemasters vamwe vakutoita madoctor. So we can't hold the organization to ransom. Received a circular from the Ministry of Local Government Public Works on the 30th of March 2026 on capacitation of municipal police. There was an indication that the policing demands of local authorities have increased. It has come to the attention of the ministry that there are many gaps in our municipal police that we have not filled. They have directed us to report to the ministry as to our plans to fill up those positions. I'm aware that we are filling up some positions that we advertised in our fire brigade and our municipal police. If there are many other gaps, we will then need to do so. I then also saw that we might need to put a qualifier, because sometimes mabasa edu echipurisa mamwe acho akasiyana siyana. Pane mamwe ekusumudza, pane mamwe ekudzingirira vanhu, pane mamwe ekufunga. So zvinoitika ndezvekuti sometimes ndakaona kuti tinoti tinoda 5 O levels ndizvo or 6 O levels. So sometimes vanhu vava vane 6 O levels ne5 very ambitious, vanobva vapinda vachidini vachipfuura, because kuti aizoita basa rekuramba achingodzingirira vanhu iye achiona sekuti maqualifications ake akati wandei zvinomuremera, saka anozopromotwa or oenda somewhere else. So tichada a balance yokuti kumwe kwatine maunits ekuti toda vaya vekuti chikoro chaingorema zvacho chingorema, maybe ma-O level 2 kana 3 achikwanisa hake kuverenga, mari yatamutambirisa nezvakadaro tokwanisa kumupa basa so that vanogona kuramba mubasa ekulonga. I don't know how my human resources expert can couch it so that we can purpose our recruitment. Sezvatinoita kunotsvairwa kuya tinongoti kana uchikwanisa kutsvaira ndizvo birth certificate nechitupa kana uchiziva bible knowledge neshona unongodini unongopinda pabasa. So ndo zvatinoda criteria ndekuti you are alive, saka ndo zvatogona kunge tichida kuti tiite ikoko. Received the petitions, the following petitions: deterioration of mental health services and water challenges at local public clinics. Tineba water challenge, my clinic said anama board. Why don't we put all of them on solar? Funny program. Let's put all let's ensure to improve Mvura, but for a stopgap measure for a clinic, let's solarize them. Nogisa Matenga got so that those balls can function. I was working under the assumption that there's a ball at every clinic. Let's deal with that as soon as possible. I've referred it to the relevant committee. Then we also have a petition on Elcro, electrical, legal requirements and so forth and so forth. So we have put up, I must explain, those are my last communications. We must explain to all and sundry. We as council wrote a letter to the president. Together, myself and the town clerk, we wrote a letter to the president of the Republic of Zimbabwe to say that our challenges in terms of waste management, water, and other roads are beginning to overwhelm the council. The response from His Excellency has been to assist us to deal with the challenges that we highlighted ourselves. And I reported in this council that we had so written to the President's office. They responded by giving us added assistance in relation to geopomona and waste management, in managing our dump site, and an additional component of collecting the rubbish. And that is being done, and the schedule and the rubbish in our areas is reduced. A lot of work still needs to be done in terms of our dumping culture and so forth. But we as council are appreciative of the equipment and the assistance we are getting. They also, the government responded to assist us in water and said, okay, we will look at quick wins and long-term issues. The quick wins is to look at chemicals and other things that we need to fix at Morton Jeffries, like pumps, like filters, and so forth. So we are going to work on those filters using government resources. Some of the resources have come and we've used, and other resources are still to come. And they then said, for this assistance to be sustainable, you need to be able to collect the revenue. That's why we then worked on water meters, and they gave us partners to work with. I always give the example of assistance ya Taiwan ku USA yema ARPs. Unowaenda uko uchiti vanhu vedu vari kurwara after vadini vaita zvavanoita, saka tokumbirawo mapiritsi. Wochivaudza kuti no, mapiritsi acho ndoda kuti agadzirwe namuseyarwa, asi imimi chingondipai mari. I cannot say to government when I've requested for resources and they tell me that the resources are going to come through assistance by this company and that company that the government has vetted and is comfortable working with. Then I start saying, no, but myself, I have my relative who grew up in America, I have so and so and so and so who needs to do these other things. I can't. We can't. We are getting that assistance. The residents are grateful. We are monitoring what needs to be done, and that is how it's being done. We're up to 40,000 water meters, and we should get to 100,000 in the next 2 months or so, or even less, targeting the 322,000 ratepayers and more that we have. So, and then we will go to the other cities that we give water, so that the water is paid for. You know Chitungiza does not pay, we give water. Norton does not pay, we give them water. Epworth does not pay, we give them water. The only town that pays is Rua, when we have given them water. So the Harare residents are footing the bill for this town. So we'll put water meters there, so that anyone in Chitungiza who wants to use Harare water has to pay for it, instead of the residents of Harare. So this is a perfectly clear and above board system. It's happening all over the world. Those who are indigent, the people who cannot survive, we will find formulas to assist them. But we cannot run a capital city based on the indigent. The last thing is that minimum service delivery, they've been made an SI. They've been made an SI. So there's now an SI dealing with the service delivery. That SI has got penalties of dismissal, penalties, or some of them are even criminal. Some of them are even criminal. Some of them involve demotion and so forth. So from this point onwards, it can be criminal for us to fail to do our job. Okay? So please understand the seriousness and the solemnity that the government is taking the work that we are doing as cities, to the extent that it has issued a statutory instrument that penalizes, criminalizes failure to provide and to do the things that are listed in the statutory instrument. That range from paying workers on time, providing water for the residents, doing audits, keeping books, planning, roads, and so forth and so forth. So we should look at our work a bit more carefully and aware that there will be consequences should we not be able to do the work, and those consequences will come from the minister as he administers the particular statutory instrument that was issued last week by the government. I will advise that all of you, every councillor, and indeed council officials, acquaint yourself with this statutory instrument, and then don't become shocked when it starts being used against you. And as you know, when people are starting a statutory instrument, I'm a lawyer, I will tell you, the norm is the government will look for 544 544 people as an example, or 544 cities to give as an example, to make sure that we understand that that law is applicable. So please, let's work in such a way that we don't become those particular examples. So we can go through, those are the communications that I have from the various organs. Thank you.
Thank you, Worship. We now proceed to part 6 of our agenda, which is appointment to standing committees of council. Your Worship, there has been several complaints from councillors regarding allocation of certain committees. Others had more committees than some had more committees than others. Some had 1, some had 5. So we've rectified that through your communication. May we just read them out so that it's adopted, and we just put this issue to rest.
Okay, so we were streamlining our council, our councillors. You want me to read it loud?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to note it. Okay, so may you please remove Councillor Jane Bigari from Finance and Development Committee, add Councillor Jane Bigari to the Small to Medium Enterprises Committee, add Councillor Manyenga to Stanley to the Finance and Development Committee, add Councillor Gaudensia Marera to the Environment Committee, add Costa Mande, Councillor Costa Mande to Health, Disaster and Risk and Public Safety Committee. This serves to confirm that Jubilation Shoko is a member of the Business Committee. May you please add the following to the Environmental Management Committee. Well, I'm repeating. Councillor Gaudensia Marira, I think I spoke about him. Well, Councillor Denford Ganzore. This also serves to confirm that Jubilation Shoko is a member of the Sports and Arts Committee. There is a tendency by other councillors that whenever a committee is a workshop, everyone suddenly remembers that in Jesus' name they were in that. In Jesus' name they were in that committee, and they cannot understand how the Book of Life missed them in terms of being in that committee. Please, and because of the many things that I have to work with, I'm inundated with a lot of things. I also do not remember. The chamber secretary was reminding me, and also because I'm a politician. So you then get stuck in writing my memos. So the chamber secretary alerted me to that practice. That uyo anochema kana akamuzwa kuti ine zvikuitika ikoko atova mukomiti iyoyo. Look, God willing, if we are still here, there will be more, we will do other changes. Gore kutofamba tinochinja makomiti, kunoko Harare hatizezi kuchinja makomiti. Tinochinja makomiti, tasiyana nemamwe matauni manochikidzirana, tinochinja makomiti, toinda next time tichinda takadara. Zvadai tichitaurira vashandi zviya zvokuti kana uchida kuramba uchiqualifya mumakomiti, dzidza nezvekomiti iyoyo. Ukaramba usingawedzeri zvimapepa, zvimadiploma here, zvimacertificate there, kadegree panapa, tinoashuma kuti haudi kudzidza ndizvo. And kuti tichiramba tichitevera munhu asingadi kudzidza zvogona kutidini? Kutiremera. Saka togona kukubetsera kuti uinde kubheki kweclass kwaunenge uchinge uchifanira kugara. So we can't keep being accused. Ndakudzai kuti ma service delivery standards are disciplinary and criminal offenses. So if you are asked kuti kwewewe mukomiti umu mune munhu are qualified to do this job, but you insisted on keeping uyu as chairperson, therefore the conclusion is that you were determined to do your job in a bad way. And then patino manager, patino batanidza joint committees, tochibatanidza finance, tochibatanidza chi, ndakamboti finance haishei ine munhu asiri wekufinance. Mochesa munhu anenge asina qualifications acho. You are defeating the whole purpose. I'm now beginning to be tempted kuti joint committees are just stand now. Because munenge makugadzira a council moelectana regardless of the issues dzandakataura. Ndakati kana muchiita zvinhu zvefinance panenge kana tati chinhu chiri kuda finance committee nemamwe macommittees, it then stands to reason that the finance chair should chair, so that it doesn't become pointless. Then why was I saying the finance committee should be chaired by a financial person when you can do a joint committee motsvaga asati amboona kana finance ndiye akucheya? Then inonzi chi, there was one and andisina kuverenga councillor Tino Murumbi, so I was supposed to read you. You are moving from the audit committee and going to disaster, and going to disaster to assist the disastrous people. So we'll discuss later. So that's what we need to do in terms of managing these committees. And then when you manage your committees, please avoid mission creep. What I call mission creep. Please, you are a committee. And a committee, try to narrow your mandate to the terms of reference of your chief, of your committee. When you start seeing yourself doing everything in that committee, it's a moment to stop. And please, our technocrats, assist our people. There's a tendency to then sit in a committee, then the committee you have to deal with a financial issue, you have to deal with a planning issue, you have to deal with an allocation issue, you have to deal with everything. That committee then becomes a council in itself. Everything is then done in a self-contained manner in that particular committee. That's not what the committee system was designed for. It comes to council, we bring it back to the other committees that are competent to deal with that issue. Let's not be over efficient. Kuti tato decide muno committee saka ndakuto decide investor, ndakuto decide finance issues, ndakuto pega everything, ndakuto planning and so forth. You will collide into problems and with the rest of the council. Kana takuti wewe uruke ku finance, woita zvechi finance, woita zvechi kwaona wakuinda uku. Resist, please resist the temptation because you then come with my decision, and this is the example I was given. Patakaitana, the audit chair then. Wokuti aibva adzinga staff mu audit mubi imomo onyora kuti audit isusu toverenga noted and approved mangwana makuseni munhu atwa kumapurisa vanhu havasi kuimplementa chi resolution. Audit yakadzinga munhu sei kune HR chi committee. So it goes with other committees. Avoid being anything and everything. Be always mindful that council is not our personal bed. We come and go. These are public utilities. Don't be personal. Hey, my committee, my this. There is nothing of ours here. This is residence custodian. Unocha moyo, nokita BP, nezvunhu zvechi zvevanhu. Ndosa one guy said, Musamira pazvinhu zvevanhu. Handiti? You will then become problematic. These are just processes. We are custodians. Just do pauno gumira ndipapo. We go to the next committee. It comes to full council. Then we are done. If we follow that methodology, if we follow that terms of reference, we will not have the challenges that will come with the unipolar approach. Because kana uri mukomiti mako sometimes vanhu vanotya kuti chairperson hatikwanisi kumudini kumuoposa. Saka vanenge vachingobvumira zvese kuti ngatibvume zviti, but it's supposed to be a robust debate in those committees so that you don't do things that other committees should be done. So please, let's keep that in mind to avoid my painful repercussions.
Thank you, Worship. We now proceed to item 7, reports of committees. I hope your Worship, the issue to do with standing committees is now been put to rest. There shall not be any changes. The next changes will be in terms of the Head and Council's Act.
Yes.
That is focused going forward. Yes. So, part 7B, which is Annexure B, Environmental Management, which is WASH, met on the 3rd of March 2026. The Councillor T reporting. The way you decide what you wanted to draw some items. Resolutions 1 to 5 are before council for deliberation. No issues. There are no recommendations, so we proceed to Annexure C, Education, Housing, Community Services, and Licensing. It met on the 18th of March 2026, and Councillor B. Royo reported.
I put and move.
Thank you, Chair. Resolutions 1 to 10. 1 to 10. No issues, Your Worship. Vote recommendation under item 11 to 16. Item 11. Agreed 12. Agreed 13. Agreed 14. Agreed 15. Agreed lastly 16. Agreed. We now proceed to enter a GPC. We met twice, firstly on the 4th of March 2026 and on the 1st of April 2026. In respect of both sittings, Councillor Jim Dada reporting.
Before I vote, I want to withdraw item 61, minutes dated 4th of March, and take that item back to committee. And then also item 60 on the same
meeting that is
yakazviita inobatapoita maerrors anga ari paripoti
or before we held the full council.
yeah
So it's there in another set of meetings.
yeah
It's all the supplementary, right?
yeah so it's
Any move by second for the withdrawal?
with that I put in
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. Minutes dated 4 March 2026. Resolutions 1 to 40. Any issues? 1 to 40. No issues, Your Worship. We proceed to recommendations. 41 to 62 is quite a mouthful. So if there is any councillor with an issue, that is any of those recommendations can raise them. So that we don't go ahead.
Mazinza, if there are anyone with an issue on those items, you raise them. We want to avoid going item by item. Our assumption is that you read your minutes, that you are reading them. It's very important. There are no issues.
There are no issues, Your Worship. We have taken note of item 60 and 61. Mr. Janela, take note. So we proceed to minutes dated the 1st of April 2026. There are no resolutions. The recommendation under item. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Nyamezi, Mr. Dube may refuse himself because deal with items that pertain to your existence in council. Right, 41. Agree. 42. Agreed. 45. Agreed. So we are done with ABC. You can call them back. Yes, okay. Okay, thank you. So we are done with HR. We now proceed to item E. Under E, information did not meet during the month of March. So let's jump to Annex F. Works and Town Planning, made on the 5th and 24th of March 2026. Councillor P. Temuka reporting. Was here. Oh. Okay, thank you. Councillor Sapa. So let's go to minutes dated 5 March. Resolutions 1 to 30. Any issues? No issues. You also go to recommendation under item 31 to 35. 31. Agreed 32. Agreed 33. Agreed 34. Agreed lastly 35. Agreed. Minutes dated 24 March. Resolutions 1 to 5. No issues. Recommendations. Recommendation under item 6. Agreed. Audit.
Tukona kuti murikuita town planning mistake. Mugosimbirirawo kumawesi. Yeah, let's focus on the works. Tianetsa muguna kumbira chamber sector kuti mumboita meeting inenge ichingori nema items nema works. Tione kuti because kwatiri kukwara kuma lights kuma roads nemamwe maworks anodiwa iwawo nemabuildings aitoti nawo nemawater nemabuildings water akazvimirira iripoworks irikuwasha environment. So workshop, because we need to come up with something for the roads. We need to the rains exposed us a big deal in terms of the roads. You then run out of words to explain the dramatic failure. So we need you to work on that side of works in town planning. Pane kuti tingomuvha nemaplans chete tichiita takadaro.
Thank you, Your Worship. Audit made on the 31st of March 2026. Councillor WT Nende reporting.
Thank you. I report and move.
Resolutions 1 to 7 at the full council. There are no issues, recommendations under item 8 and 9. Item 8. Agreed. Item 9. Agreed. We proceed to Annexure H, Finance and Development.
Audits. I'm keen that we finish my audits in council. Are we making progress?
Thank you, Your Worship. From the last meeting that we said, actually, is in the minutes. We are progressing very well, but there were challenges with the auditing partner in terms of their capacity to move in time, the synchronization with the time that you want to move, because we're having monthly and almost also weekly meetings with them, so that we follow up. But by the 30th of June, they should be done with submission of all the financial statements for the completion of the 2024 and 2025 audit reports.
2022,
They are almost in the finalization, but there are a few reconciliations that are supposed to be done so that they can move. So they are doing them concurrently.
Okay, can I be alerted on the progress more frequently? I'm very keen that we complete this audit. I don't understand. We need to throw more resources towards completing my audits. Then we need to do. Is the auditor
We have
manager
emphasized
here?
on that.
Is he here? Yes, Tavira say my auditor.
We actually following them up. As from council side, we have provided them with what they require. It is them who are in time the report. Maybe they are the problem of capacity from their part.
Yeah, but let it be an interactive. It can't be a bone throwing exercise. Let it be an interactive process. You ought to know what is their problem. It can't be a maybe. If they have a problem of capacity, how do we assist in dealing with that problem of capacity? If it is a problem of whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones who are suffering. And I don't want to leave this place saying that I failed to audit council during the duration of my whole mayorship, that I could not produce an audit report that I signed. That would be a dramatic failure of leadership if there was ever any. So please, let's not assist me to fail. If there are issues that require our intervention, bring them to us quickly. If it means we need to meet them myself and sit with the town clerk, then we'll do that. I need this audit done.
Okay, we're now on finance and development. We met 3 times. 18th of February, 11th of March, and 18th of March. And Councillor JC Shoko to report and move in respect of the plea meeting.
Thank you, Your Worship. I report and move.
Thank you, Chair. Let's go to minutes dated 18th February. Resolutions 1 to 6. Any issues? No issues. Recommendations under item 15 to 37. Anyone with any issues regarding those recommendations. 15 to 37. I take it all the items have been agreed to. Then minutes dated 11 March 2026. Resolutions 1 to 3. No issues, there were no recommendations. So we proceed to the last set of minutes dated 18th March. Resolutions 1 to 9. No issues. Recommendations under item 10 to 17.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. I want to draw us to item number 10, where it speaks of the ministerial approval of the City of Harare budget for the financial year ending 31 December. And in the preamble on bullet point number 2, it says the budget was focused toward achieving the minimum service delivery objectives. And it then further on says the budget was to ensure that 80% of revenue collected was directed towards service delivery programs. And I'm raising this issue with concern with developments that are happening in Ward 41, which is the ward that I come from. Your Worship, our ward is under siege. We have a gang of 3 members who for the past month and a half have been causing a lot of robberies, armed robberies. They have raped some of the women in our community. They've went on further to even murder guards at Zayoja Church. In total, they've actually gone and robbed over 15 churches just in the past 2 weeks. And these armed robbers are actually using the aliases of Satan and Captain. So, ZRP has tried to partner with our neighborhood watches. They have come through where we're having feedback meetings to raise the awareness and the danger that is happening in the community. And from those efforts that we have done, they then later on went through to Marlborough, because Marlborough now was, doing very intense patrols with CID, homicide, Office of the President, dog section, and they then moved on, and now they are into the Marlborough ward, where yesterday they actually, I think maybe 3 days ago, they took a rifle from the officer in charge, Marlborough. They took his vehicle. They then went on and actually committed further robberies using that same vehicle and rifle. And they actually killed a security officer at Hallingbury Primary School. So this is something that is happening in Harare West. And I felt that, we need, as a local authority, we also need to put in some efforts and make sure that people are aware of the dangers that are happening. But then why I then drew it to the budget was for us to then maybe try and prioritize the issues to do with public lighting. And most of the spaces in our areas are dark, and I think you mentioned it as you were referencing your tour to Kenya, to Addis Ababa. Sorry, it was Addis Ababa that you mentioned. And most of our areas are very dark lit, and you also have been to Kenya. Yes, I know you are well traveled. So this is something that, I know the budget speaks about some of these things, but then I also like the fact when you spoke about the call to the residents, what can the residents then do to also assist council in lighting up the areas that are around them, putting those extra lights on the Jura walls, putting extra lights on the, on the buildings. This is something that we need to do so that we can then be able to flush out, this gang of 3 that has terrorized our communities. Just last week, Monday, they went to Riverside High School. I think as you're aware, during the school holidays, a lot of schools are actually doing extra lessons for their children. They actually went and they attacked the administrator at the school in daylight. They have also then gone to children's homes, where they've actually then robbed children's homes, and the administrators at these children's homes in our community have had to then lock up the children in one room. This is how brazen that these armed robbers are. So I felt I needed to put attention and just make that request, for us to prioritize lighting in our community. And then I'll go further on the resolved items number 5. This one is very dear to my heart, and I think it is an issue that many councillors have been raising about the issue of, I'll just read it out for the benefit of those maybe that don't have this right at their fingertips. It says that the acting finance director submits a report on implementation of the council policy on retention of 25% of revenue collection at district offices for service delivery in the relevant wards. As Ward 41 Councillor, Your Worship, we are waiting for this 25% ward retention fund. I think previously, there was a fight. Is it 5%? Is it 10%? Is it 15%? And I'm glad that in this budget that the minister has approved is speaking of 25% ward retention fund. It will then help some of the challenges that we face in our communities. I think in our caucus, one of the councillors spoke about how he had to carry, people from the water department to go and, attend to a sewer burst. With the ward retention fund, these will be things of the past. We need to just be policymakers and councillors and not be, hands-on running around with our trucks, running around picking up people to fix these things. So I really would want it to be prioritized for us to be able to get this 25%. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is it the solution? Okay. In lesser time.
Definitely.
Oh yes, sir. Politicians, we talk too much. I learned from you, Your Worship.
No, thank you, Your Worship. I would like also to support Kanjaka Zone. What is currently happening, Your Worship? If you could our city public safety department to come on board and assist the therapy in my neighborhood watches. The reason being, we have close to 500 municipal police officers now in the traffic. Both the traffic and municipal police officers, they are trained as the security officers. And these people, in my view, regardless of their duties, during the night, where possible, I'm sure funds are supposed to be set aside. If possible, I'll set a temporary site office by Mebore or Maubra, or anyway central, or even to agree with the Maubra police and the Mebore police, so that we can have my patrols. But Batsirana, to dog section is over that. Also, to never know the armed vest over there, my police are. So why do we are a agent matter? Because even when we saw the army, church here, they also robbed. You know security right now. Security is not the way they do their thing. But it happened. When you see my robbery, what it is arm police. Police track. It is a very serious issue. Even for us, but not as a statement to my residents, we no longer feel safe because but they can also come after our families. So I suggest that it is supposed to be done. Then the other critical issue, Your Worship, it happened in 2018. We were new, but right now I don't believe we are still new. The issue of what the retention councillor is supposed to be respected. Whoever is supposed to put a standard between what the retention, Nima councillors, I think Muni and Amfani Abisco. Why do that, Your Worship? Takapaka my boards is sealing a board remember. My boards they are 2 years at them. They were fixed about 2 weeks ago. If board my meeting in my residence. But I fixed what we have tried to push with particular corners. My corners my boards. Even in my opinion, till today, I have to flog my $40, Your Worship. With my corners eyes. This is the situation. While this during the time you want detention, a lot of things that happened. Paka tembo kati fix some motor the council at what level? Paka fix some battery that tembo at what level? Paka fix some gate at what level? If you go around with get zero create what detention, that was detention yaka pass like my watch. But soon after that, nothing happened. So I suggest Your Worship, this issue of detention after the budget approval is supposed to be speed up. You have to prioritize. Thank you.
No, that's fine. Let's work out. A lot of things then happened. What happened was that the Trust Act then came around the same time when we were doing the ward retention. And then it centralized purchasing my items for council. And then you now have what you call annual procurement plans, Nechi. The act was supposed to remove that advocacy from our purchases, and so that you create a stores policy. The problem is not with the act per se. It has been in our interpretation thereof together with the implementation of the act. So we might solve, you might have the money at this stage there, but you might not be, the officers you talk to might not, in terms of the law, be allowed the flexibility to then use that money at their level, because it then will conflict with the laws, because there is now one accounting officer. Yeah, Government Management Unit provided for by the law, and one accounting officer who then accounts for the activities of everybody in the whole chain. It's a mess, if you ask me. But I think the finance committee needs to sit down, because you might send money there and then it just becomes a ring-fenced amount where you might not even have the flexibility that we used to have at the time that you are talking about. So what we need to do is to, Chair of Finance, is to go and you put, to discuss it a bit further, so that you are able to flesh it out and be able to deal with the various developments that have happened in the law. A lot of changes happened in our public procurement systems. Remember, even on business, we've now got public business zita kudhara taingoti investor akauya muno togara naye muno toita resolution totodini totofamba, but iko zvino you can't. Anofanirwa kuenda kuzita, anofanirwa kuenda kupraza, anofanirwa kuenda ultimately kucabinet, odzoka kucabinet yava decision. Kana iri praza anofanirwa kuenda kune inonzi spoke and so forth. So let's look at the law carefully to see what's the reason. I am in support of the retention feverishly, like every other councillor. I would like the flexibility, but let's do it within the framework of the law, and let's find what we can do to be able to purchase some of these things. So discuss this issue in full. Yes, security, I think, look, I gave a warning earlier that we need to avoid being what we are not. This sounds like well-trained individuals. Yes. That probably have had training from elsewhere. So there are other organs that are equipped to be able to deal with this issue. What we can do is to come with remedial measures. I believe that if we put up a policy that says every could tip a permit kujura yako, it must have my lights. And we inspect with my lights to light up our neighborhoods and increase our security. Then is also with the public lighting. So planning committee, please look into that. But I'm sorry for those that have been affected by those crimes, and I do hope that the relevant agencies are able to deal with it. If it needs us as the mayor to write a letter, we will write a letter to the relevant organs, and they tell us what kind of help do they want from us. Otherwise, when you are going to shoot, go vaenda ikoko vagadzira chikembu chavo toenda kumariro akati wandei tingaita problem. So let's move on. I think the budget has been approved. We were happy and we celebrated that, but let's move on.
Thank you, Worship. So we're done with finance. We now proceed to business. Met on the 11th of February 2026 and on the 4th of March 2026. So in the absence of Councillor Matsika, Councillor T. Machiro was reporting.
Companies, I had nothing to do with them. They were created before my time. I can't keep going to numerous parliamentary hearings responding to questions on meat which I did not eat. And then it gives the impression to everyone that I eat a lot of council meat. I don't even eat any apana na mombeno apana every month abato tine mombe apana na mboti kumeya vanhu zvanyama kana. So ngatongosiyana nazo zvenyama dziri the council. ongodzi Jamaica, but varaishi makambani ndinongogara ndichidamwa kuma hearings. Yeah.
Thank you, Worship. Resolutions 1 to 6 on minutes dated 12 March. No issues, recommendations. Under item 7, 11. Item 7, agreed 8, agreed 9, agreed 10, agreed plus 11, agreed. We are done with business. We proceed to small to medium enterprises. It made on the 17th of February and also on the 17th of March. Councillor Jing has already reported.
I report and move for the minutes dated 17 March. Before I report and move, I withdraw item 13 back to the committee. With this, I report and move.
Yeah, there's an item as well that you need to look at. There's an application for timber by this it's item 9 on the 17th of February. The council authorized the director of housing to formalize the temporary land use agreement with the association subject to standards, terms and conditions. That council mandates the director of housing and promise to oversee the allocation, finalize it.
So, one is back to committee.
Yeah?
One is back to committee.
Debate back to committee.
No, thank you. I want to check that item back to committee. This I
That
don't
back to committee. Let's find the second one. The 10.
I second.
Yeah, number 9. Number 9, 17th of February, where the director of housing is bringing us to do allocations, to do agreements and so forth. That should go to 9. Any item? Super item.
Okay, so let's move so that we're on the same page. Resolutions 1 to 8 on minutes dated 17 February. 1 to 8. No issues. Item 9 has been referred back to committee, so we go to item 10 as a recommendation. Agreed 11.
Item 8, what does it talk about? Why is it directing city evaluations, director of housing, director of urban planning? Item 8.
Let me check.
The donation that you are referring to, when you donated this committee, an application was made, director of housing forwarded a report to the committee, and the report was signed by the relevant directors, including the town clerk. So it is not our report as a committee. It is the town clerk's report to the council. So the one who accepted the report to be tabled before the committee is the town clerk. But I feel, if you still feel that the report is supposed to be taken to the committee, it can still be taken to the committee. But I wanted to clarify that.
All right, the donation.
Because any other application was not even referred to the chairman of the committee. It was referred to the relevant director. And the report before us was the report of the town clerk.
I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking even to the town clerk.
Yeah.
That if people feel generous to this city council, You have a very appreciative mayor who accepts donations. And I feel very happy when people donate to me. So let's take them back, and I'm speaking to the generality of the public. When you are donating to the city of Harare, please be clear that the mayor has received your donation, has shaken your hands, and gone on to camera to smile and say, I am happy to receive. And that applies to anybody, whether you are in health, you are in town clerk, you are a chamber secretary, you are a chair of the committee, you are a councillor. Unouya nemadonation indozo designator munhu anoaccepta madonations ndizoka, so that we don't have people running around. People pay rates here. We are not seeking for donation from all and sundry. Tinotambura panapa nokupuwa muzvigubhu zvemvura zvonzi tiri kudonata kucouncil kana zvimachira tomiswa tichinzi tiri kudonata kucouncil. This is a council. We've got a budget of 600 and something million US dollars. We collect lots of money from residents. They expect us to utilize that money that they pay. We are not a church or something that is waiting there like birds in a nest wanting to be donated to. Just want to do these things. So it applies not only to you but to everybody else. We can't have a report iri kungoverenga kuti donation. What are we doing? Why are you donating? Wokuda kupfuma kudarika kanzo waiwanepi mari katoti donatira isusu vanhu vatambura vano vapedza.
Thank you, Worship. I think the ACD, we have a donation policy, right? We should follow that policy and also ensure that a donation should come at no cost to the city.
Both in land, space, time, and money. The donation should not come in cost of land, money, space, and time.
I think so. We've noted the withdrawal of that item. Is it in the budget?
Items.
Items, yes. It's item 11.
Yes, zvamakanyora kuti donation izvi withdrawal. Can someone second?
So can you confirm the items? Items?
11. And 14. Don't make people feel
So
good.
that list has no recommendation.
Yes. Council documents. This one. It's in the code. You don't move around mchilikama ma discussions of my committees. Asata auya ku council. Moshandisa ma linked documents asata auya kwati kunoku kuti timapu kuti musvibise mazita council. But it's a criminal offense. You sign a code yemunomu yokuti you don't leak my documents. So one of the documents, the Official Secrets Act. Yes, Chuan here no sign Official Secrets Act. It's in our code. Don't leak my documents. Anokukunzirai my problems. Suppose taura kuti let's not tempt each other, because it's a full council. We have community responsibilities, everyone. So you can't be leaking, and there is no hero, as one of my mentors used to say, in a losing team. Must always consult each other and work with each other. You don't leak my documents, because some of the documents that were being leaked, my items that are set up as a full council. Someone anobaalika otonyora chirungu chakareba reba achiwanzira isusu ozochema takumuwanzira peke, because they are processes. We are bound by the law in everything that we do. and we follow the law to the letter. So when you see us taking an action, we've got a chamber secretary here who advises us the law. Tinenge tatovhunza. We just don't move around wantonly destroying people's property or even our own property. Most of the things that we let go is people pleading with us. Government also persuading us. But we know the law. When we are persuaded by government that no, don't, for on humanitarian grounds, it's raining, there's a lot of sunshine, don't do this, don't destroy this, and don't destroy that person, on request, and we acquiesce. But we can't create an impression that we are running around. People make the laws, we don't make the law. There is parliament which makes the law. There is government which makes the statutory instrument. And most of the times we are following the laws that parliament has made and the statutory instruments that government has made. If government feels that it does not want to obey those particular laws, it removes them. If the minister feels that the law is not applicable in this manner, it is removed. But for as long as it says this will not happen, then we have to follow it to the letter. And we follow it, and we alert you that we are following the law. Then people make representation, or they go to court and they stop us. But we don't do these things without looking, crossing the T's and dotting the I's. It applies to all of us that are residents. Yes, there are certain things that can be regularized, there are other things that can't. And if they can't, then they can't. If they can, there's also a procedure for that and an approach to that. So that we don't have my challenges with people. When rakaenda kunonzi kutanaka kazara matakshop pamusoro pezimeni line redo resuwa. This addiction action must stop at some point. So the line resuwa vau kusvika the attraction on top. So that's fine. So let's be advised, but avoid using documents that are subject to official secrecy. We have to focus on everything. I'm happy that the director reported to me that they met. I can't have to focus on everything for it to move. I can't understand why we are not buying my chairs. We got revenue. Last year, it produced close to 100,000 from bed takings, our portion of bed takings, and so forth and so forth. There's beer levy, which is supposed to buy these things. Can we just buy these things, honestly? Let's just put bucket seats there, proper water system there, ride-on mowers, proper lighting there. Simple. I can't have to repeat it and repeat it. We have the money. People drink lots of beer. And we gave a lot of beer left in Harare. So let's get a move on with that issue.
Thank you, Worship. Resolutions 95, minutes to just send March. No issues.
Secular. It should be out at notified. People making representations. That's fine. That comes to the conclusion of our proceedings. Thank you very much for the discussion. Let's have the committees meet. Let's avoid my joints. Akawandisa. I'm getting a sense kuti mamwe acho anenge achida kuavoidwa. Should discuss in the particular committee.